convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo. Tem coco bom, tocado o dia inteiro, o coco bom, o coco do chambaco. Pode chover, trovejar, relampear, fazer um som de rachada, da bicicleta não, do mundo é feito de alegria, meu povo é cheio de energia. Dinheiro São Pedro, convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo.
Não preciso delas, basta deixar tudo soando bem aos ouvidos.
E não conheço esse, que venha que eu vou lhe mostrar.
Chega até o meio da canela. O mangue tá afundando e não nos dá mais trela.
No sereno tem gente que está ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
No sereno tem gente que tá ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo. Tem coco bom, tocado o dia inteiro, o coco bom, o coco do chambaco. Pode chover, trovejar, relampear, fazer um som de rachada, da bicicleta não, do mundo é feito de alegria, meu povo é cheio de energia. Dinheiro São Pedro, convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo.
Cadê as notas que estavam aqui? Não preciso delas, basta deixar tudo soando bem aos ouvidos.
E não conheço esse, que venha que eu vou lhe mostrar.
Estive na casca da lima.
lama chega até o meio da canela. O mangue tá afundando e não nos dá mais trela.
No sereno tem gente que está ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
No sereno tem gente que tá ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo. Tem coco bom, tocado o dia inteiro, o coco bom, o coco do chambaco. Pode chover, trovejar, relapunhar, fazer um som de rachada, da desse patanão. Meu povo é feito de alegria, meu povo é cheio de energia. No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo.
Cadê as notas que estavam aqui? Não preciso delas, basta deixar tudo soando bem aos ouvidos.
E não conheço esse, que venha que eu vou lhe mostrar.
Chega até o meio da canela. O mangue tá afundando e não nos dá mais trela.
No sereno tem gente que está ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
No sereno tem gente que tá ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo. Tem coco bom, tocado o dia inteiro, o coco bom, o coco do chambaco. Pode chover, trovejar, relapunhar, fazer um som de rachada, da desse patanão. Meu povo é feito de alegria, meu povo é cheio de energia. No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no porto do gelo.
Cadê as notas que estavam aqui? Não preciso delas, basta deixar tudo soando bem aos
E não conheço esse, que venha que eu vou lhe mostrar.
All right, we're live. What's up, everybody? Let me pull that out. All right. So, I hope you guys who were logged on early, I hope you were hearing that music that was being played before, the Royal Montage by my good friend Alan Friedman, audio lifer, ill chemist. We're going to drop some links to his SoundCloud page where you can hear that montage. Alan and I worked on that montage a lot. I mean, he put it together, but conceptually, that montage represents kind of everything I do musically with my band Nation Beat, with my drumming, with all of the percussion instruments and compositions that I do. So that montage really represents the geographical, cultural, and musical map of my life. And while we're getting started, if you guys were listening to that, if you could name 5 artists from that track, we're going to give you 15% off a World Drum Lessons track. So the montage is also going to play as we roll out of our live stream. So anyway, welcome to tonight's live stream. We are here at Isolation Station Studios in Melbourne, Florida with Todd Sharon and Heather Sharon. They created this Isolation Station studio right around the beginning of COVID to help provide an outlet for artists to continue reaching their fans and friends and family from far away, and continue making their art and their music. So thanks to them for putting this together, and it feels great to be back in my hometown with everybody. And let's get into some music. Here we go.
Essa planta na chove que seu sentimento é profundo. Artista sacizado, menos segundo, vai fazer muito sucesso nos 4 cantos do mundo.
a ghost in the machine. Welcome. All right. Woo! Oh, that was fun. That was fun. So, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Thanks a lot. We're here again at Isolation Station Studios in Brevard County, Melbourne, Florida. And it is swampy here. It's hot. It's raining. Gotta let you guys know there's a major thunderstorm happening outside. So we may lose power. We lost power a few minutes before we went live. So if we lose you, we will come right back as soon as we get power. Man, I forgot how intense these Florida storms were. Whew. So tonight, what are we getting into? I've been working really hard for you guys. So we have a worksheet tonight that's going to be coming up in a few minutes. If you guys want to get a copy of that worksheet, you can sign up for our groove letter at worlddrumlessons.com. Sign up for the groove letter, and you'll get a PDF of tonight's worksheet. So what's the next scene we got going on here? Yeah, let's see what the next scene brings us to here. Slideshow. Okay, that's right. So we've got tonight we're talking about Eddie Bo. We're talking about the hook and sling. We're talking about James Black, the drummer for that album and on that song. So Eddie Bo was a really famous funk pianist in New Orleans, a singer. Everybody should definitely check him out. And his drummer on this album was, on the hook and sling, was James Black. And James Black became one of my favorite drummers back when I was in college at the New School University, and I was taking lessons with Brian Blade, one of my favorite drummers. And Brian hipped me to this album by Nat Adderley called In the Bag. And that album had James Black on it. And it just blew me away because it was a perfect blend of contemporary jazz, but it had a New Orleans groove. It was jazz you could dance to. It really had like a super funky beat. So I really gravitated towards that album, and I started gravitating towards that kind of music. And then later on, one of my good friends, Phil Ballman, if he's listening, what's up, Phil? Or if anybody out there knows Phil, you guys know he's really into music. And he told me one day, he said, man, you should do a maracatu version of the hook and sling. I think it would work great. So I went back home and checked it out, and I ended up recording it. We ended up recording it, me and my band Nation Beat, on an album called Growing Stone. We did a maracatu version of the hook and sling. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about how to take James Black's hook and sling groove and turn it into a maracatu. Okay? So if you guys have any questions out there, again, we listened to that first opening montage, and I said if anybody could name 5 artists from that opening montage, you get 15% off of a course, one of our courses at worlddrumlessons.com. But also, I'd love to know if you guys have any questions. So let's go to the next scene and see how, I got to sign into that. All right, guys, you're going to have to be patient with me for 1 second because this is important. We're running a whole lot of new stuff here tonight, and I do not want you to miss out on this. So give me 1 second. You know what the best thing to do is, I'm still here with you guys. I'm still here. We just got to get this thing together here. It's just a small glitch, gmail.com. And then, yeah, I'll say my password out loud, exactly. Okay. Come on, see, there's too many things to log into here. Give me a second, everybody. Give me a second. We're going to make this work. Come on. There we go. We should be good now. You should be seeing our stream. Oh, come on. Well, maybe we're not going to have this tonight. Oh, maybe we're not going to have it. Okay, well, we're not going to have our fancy chat scene tonight. Let's try to go to that window one more time there, Todd, and see if that comes up. That's a drag. Okay, well, anyways, we'll get your questions and comments from Facebook. So let's go to our worksheet. And Heather, we've got Heather monitoring comments. So we're going to get to your comments here in just a second. So the original version of the hook and sling, on this worksheet, as you can see on number 1, what Eddie Bo is playing, I'll just kind of go through. I'll go through number 1 for you real quick. Now, I just have to say that I am not at all attempting to play Eddie Bo's groove anywhere near how Eddie Bo played it, or how James Black played it. But I'm just demonstrating this groove for you. All right, so you see on number 1, it's a straight groove. Everybody should be able to play this. And now what's cool about what we're going to do tonight with this morphing is this is something that you can use in all of your drumming styles, okay? You can take any groove and you can do what we're going to do to it tonight. And what we're going to do is we're going to build on what we talked about last week. We're going to turn this groove into a maracatu, or like a hybrid maracatu. Okay, so last week we talked about the similarities between some of the New Orleans grooves and some of the maracatu and fajo grooves. And so this week we're going to blend all of that together. So we're going to take that groove that James Black was playing right there on number 1, and all we're going to do now is we're going to change the foot pattern, the bass drum pattern, to a maracatu. Okay, but we're going to add that. We're just going to go boom, boom, da, chagoom, chagoom, doom, doom, da, chagoom, chagoom, kadoom, doom, da, chagoom, chagoom, kadoom, doom, da, chagoom, chagoom, chaboom. Right? We're going to do that. But on top, but we're not going to change the hands. So check it out. Right, you see, so all we're doing is we're just adding that bass drum pattern, the maracatu that we talked about last week, okay? Again, the bass drum in traditional maracatu would just go boom, but in this one, we're taking James Black's part from the first beat. We're going boom, 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 okay, let's do that a couple more times. You guys can play along. Let's go. Okay, so that should make sense to most of us. If it doesn't, you can hit me up with some questions there in the comments here, and we'll get to as many of these questions, or comments as we can. But we'll move on for now. And number 3. Now, what number 3 is, it's going to get a little bit more challenging. So now, I got this idea from my good friend Stanton Moore, from his book, Groove Alchemy, where he starts talking about a lot of the linear patterns that, like Zigaboo was playing on Sissy Strut, and a lot of those other grooves that a lot of people think is just like right hand on top of the hi-hat, but it's not. There's a lot of left hand. There's a lot of linear stuff happening up here on the hi-hat as well. And so I took part of that Sissy Strut thing, and that Stanton talks about in his book, and I took the maracatu foot pattern, and I took James Black's groove. And I said, what if we can just throw this all into a blender and make it something unique, something of its own, okay? So, and that's what number 3 is starting to get into, and that's the whole concept behind this. And hopefully, this will encourage you guys to do the same thing with your own grooves. You know, I know sometimes we get stale on our grooves, and we look for inspiration. And sometimes when you just take the groove that is like your go-to groove, and you just add a little spin to it, all of a sudden that opens it up and it breathes new life into it. And just sometimes you realize you're like in the practice room for 3 or 4 hours practicing this idea, and they just keep percolating and percolating. So it's really inspiring to do things like this. So number 3, let's check this out. I'm gonna go ahead and play through it for you guys real quick. All right, so it's really important that you pay attention to all of the things that are happening there with the hands, with the right hand and the left hand coming up. It's really tricky. It might take some time. Practice this slowly, and take your time getting it. And once you get it, once you get it, you start to change the swing feel, and you can change where you lean on it, and that's going to change it. There's people turning it into Afrobeat grooves like Nikos and all kinds of different things. You could turn this into a fajo groove. But the thing is getting that coordination with the hands, and not depending on your hi-hat hand constantly playing all the time. So I'm going to play a track now. I'm going to play the Hook and Sling. I'm going to play along to this song, the Hook and Sling. This is from the Nation Beat album, The Growing Stone. We played this. We recorded this on Growing Stone a few years back. It's available on all the digital platforms if you want to check it out. It's the Hook and Sling by Eddie Bo, performed by Nation Beat. And tonight I'm going to do a drumless track for you guys. So here we go. Here's the Hook and Sling. You can just go to the performance window. Yeah.
Ready? Yeah! Oh, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Yeah. Okay, let's any comments out there? Is there anybody have any questions or any comments on Facebook?
So great.
Huh?
Feedback.
Good feedback. Are we live? Are we still we haven't lost power yet? Jim, click the source to refresh it in OBS. Oh yeah. I tried. Let me try that one more time. Let's see if we can get this. Sorry everybody. You're a little behind the scenes. I'm giving you a little. What I was trying to do is get this chat thing so we can see you guys. We can see everybody. Yeah, spin around here. See a little bit of behind the scenes. Okay, come on now. Come on now. This is complicated stuff here. Oh, man. I don't know. Jim. We're signed in. I don't know what to do. Well, we may just have to leave that for this time around, and we'll get you guys next time. So, all right. Well, unfortunately, we're not getting our chat window up, but we will. We're working on it. As you can tell, this is a learning curve. This is live episode number 3, and man, there's a lot of moving parts to this. Any of you guys out there that are doing live streams, there's a lot of moving parts. So we're talking about the hook and sling. We're talking about James Black. We're talking about morphing different rhythms and mashing up different rhythms and ultimately creating your own voice and your own sound, your own grooves that are unique and original to yourself. Do we have any questions out there? Any comments? No? Okay, cool. So we'll keep on moving. So you'll notice in that composition, that performance, I'm changing feels a lot. Okay, I'm going from more of a straight feel to that Brazilian kind of lilted feel, that swingometer that I talk about. And I think we talked a little bit about last week, where you have in the middle of this dial, there's no swing feel. And when you go to the left, you go to Brazil, and you go to the right, you go to New Orleans, right? So I'll show you kind of what I mean by this swingometer. So I'm going to play quarter notes here. And in the center, da 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 da. But then I'm going to scoot over to the left to Brazil, and you're going to feel that swing feel change. And then as I go to the right, you're going to feel that swing feel change too. Okay, so let's try that. Right? So you can hear the difference. And for me, I've been doing this, and when you go to the left, when you go to Brazil, or when you go to New Orleans or North America, whatever, the triplet bass. So when we're in the right, we're playing eighth notes. When we're on the left, we're playing 16th notes. So when we go and we morph our swing feel, there's at least 3 different degrees in between 0 and swung all the way. For me, there's 3 very clear degrees. And this is a really good exercise for you guys to work on, going in between, like a straight feel and, like, say, a Brazilian swing feel. So I'll show you. Let's switch to that worksheet again, Todd, and I'll show you what I'm doing here from the worksheet. I'm going to play number 3, okay, and I'll go in and out of that groove and like a maracatu groove with the swing feel. Here we go. Okay, so you can hear the going in between those swing feels. Okay, so that's one of the things that I want you guys to start working on. And take this worksheet and work on doing that. You can check out the Hook and Sling groove, the Hook and Sling recording, definitely by Eddie Bo and James Black. Check that out, and then check out the Nation Beat version, and you'll see how the morph happened. Yes, Todd's got a question.
The pattern you're doing on your left hand almost sounds like it's jumping in like a flag note. Is that what it's actually doing? Like during the hook and swing?
So when I'm doing all the snare drum work, yes. So he's asking me about the right hand, right?
Left hand, actually. Sorry.
The left hand. So he's asking about the left hand pattern. Right. So this is a sticky pattern we talked about last week, and that we talk about a lot in New Orleans and Brazil is right, left, right, left, right, left. Right? And so that sticking pattern is very common in New Orleans, very common in Maracatu. And if you start dragging the left hand, that's like kind of the swing feel. It's like you're dragging the left hand. Right? Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's like you're everything is out of nothing is quantized, right? It doesn't fit into any of those grids. It's in the middle of all of those little lines that Pro Tools gives us for the quantization. So it's really tricky. And we've been working in the background at worlddrumlessons.com. We're working on some stuff, some cool app stuff that's going to help you understand this swing feel and practice with this swing feel more. So pretty soon we're going to be announcing it on maybe next week's live stream. If not next week's live stream, the following, we're going to announce an app that's going to help you with this swing feel. All right. Any questions out there? Is anybody listening? Are we with crickets? Come on, guys, hit me up. Okay, all right, I'll do something. Anybody that can name the person on my T-shirt gets 15% off my a course at worlddrumlessons.com. Okay? Anybody that can type the name of the person on my shirt, you get 15% off. Okay, what else? Mr. Carbon always says to me, Scott, rhythm is the key to life. And I want you guys to take that with you guys tonight. Rhythm is the key to life. We need more rhythm in this world. We need more positive rhythm in this world. That's all we can do is just give more positive rhythm. Nina says, we are watching, Daddy. Oh, Nina graduated kindergarten today. My daughter graduated kindergarten today from a Zoom class. How weird is that? But congratulations, Nina. She's a first grader now. That's crazy. Well, while we're waiting for some comments about who's on my T-shirt, I'd like to take a second and thank everybody who's been helping put this together. Jim Toscano, Todd Sharon, Heather Sharon, Tom Fruge, Mom and Dad, my wife, Miss Shelley, my daughter, Nina, helping out all the time, supporting. There's a lot of people, a lot of moving parts into this, so I want to thank them. And I also want to thank my endorsers. Rob Christensen is Rob knows. Rob. What did Rob say? Oh, close. He says Jackson du Pandero. No go, Rob. No go. Close. But you're close. It's not Jackson du Pandero. Check it out. He's holding a fiddle. He's holding a fiddle. So I also want to thank my endorsers, Meinl Percussion. Meinl's been really great to me. There's a video that we released on Meinl on their YouTube channel just this week. Tama drums. I'm very lucky that Todd is also a lover of Tama drums because we've got his kit here. My good friends at Sabian Cymbals and Remo drum heads. Vic Firth sticks. So I'm very grateful to have their support. So thank you for that. What else? Should we play another song? And any comments out there? Let's play another song. Okay, I'm gonna do a Pandero loop thing here for you. All right. How many of you guys out there use the loop station? I want to know. Show your hands. Anybody out there using the loop station? This is the Boss RC30. This thing is a lot of fun for creating grooves and experimenting with new ideas, getting creative. Let's see here. You can see this thing here, right? So this is what I'm using. This is my chain. I'm going through a mixer. I got my octave pedal, my delay pedal, my loop pedal, and switcher and everything here. So a little bit about that. Maybe next week we'll talk about some of the electronic stuff. So any questions out there, Heather? No questions, no comments. All right. Well, then we are going to keep on moving. So if you guys don't already have the worksheet, go to worlddrumlessons.com, sign up for the groove letter, and get a copy of the of the worksheet. Let's see. How are we doing on time? So we probably got time to do we've got time to do another song here. You guys want to hear another song? Let's play another song. We'll take it out with one more song. Here we go. Yes. Okay. Woo! Yes, it's hot. It's hot down here. It's hot here in Isolation Station Studios. Man. You know, oh, you're cutting my head off, Todd. Oh, man. So, everybody who tuned in, thank you so much. Did we ever get an answer for who's on my shirt? No. Yes, so? Nobody's gotten it. I'm not going to give it away then. I'm just going to have to wear this shirt another time. You know? All right, well, guys, come on. So, we'll talk about who this is next week. What's that? Are there any American artists? Any Brazilian artists combining American jazz with maracatu? Who asked that question? Jim. Yes, sir. There are. Let me think. Well, you could start with Hermeto Pascual. Definitely Hermeto is a source. Egberto Gismonti, Nana Vasconcelos. They all bridge the gap between jazz and folk music from different styles of folk music. There's a great artist, Shanghai, Xangai. He's another great artist who combines folk music with elements of jazz. And then there's a lot, but I would definitely start there with some of those people. That'll get you on the right road. Any other questions? No? Okay. So we're going to tune out. One more time, I want to thank everybody. I want you guys to check out this montage that Alan Friedman put together. So the montage happens before as we roll in and as we roll out. 5 names of 5 artists that are on this montage, the Royal Montage, coming up just after this scene. You get 15% off a course on worlddrumlessons.com. Duduca da Fonseca, of course, one of the greatest jazz drummers. Then now Portinho, Vanderlei, Cidinho, great jazz pianist. Martin. Yes. There's so many. I said Portinho, Duduca, Vanderlei, one of my favorites. Then you get into the older guys like Milton Banana, Edu Ribeiro, Nene. So many. We could go on all night. So, thank you, everybody. Check out the montage coming up at the end. Name 5 artists from that montage. We'll get you a discount on a course at worlddrumlessons.com. Anything else, Todd? Thank you, Jim Toscano. Thank you, Todd, Heather Sharon. Thank you, Tom Fruge, Avocado Artists. Check out, to get tonight's worksheet, just sign up for the Groove Letter. And if you guys are capable of hooking us up on the tip jar, that we'd greatly appreciate anything that you could contribute to help keep this live stream alive. We'll see you next Tuesday night, same time, same place, 8 p.m. Peace, everybody.
E não conheço esse, que venha que eu vou lhe mostrar.
Estivei na casca da lima. Eu no cheiro do limão. Eu trabalho festa que fica na casa dos vizinhos da casa.
Observando a situação, uma carraspana na contratação. A lama chega até o meio da canela. O mangue tá afundando e não nos dá mais trela.
No sereno tem gente que está ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
Sereno tem gente que tá ruim, da manhã vai morrer do coração.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
Coração, coração, ele não é de papel.
No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa para você vir dançar o coco no Porto do Gelo. Um coco bom, tocado o dia inteiro, o coco bom, o coco do chambaco. Pode chover, trovejar, relapilhar, fazer um som de rachada, da bicicleta não, meu povo é feito de alegria, meu povo é cheio de energia. No dia de São Pedro, te convido pra uma festa